We will, of course, keep you right up to date on what's happening between Ocean and Fine on the other table. We'll dip in and out of that between racks of this one. Marcel Eckhart, the referee, really trying to make sure he gets those balls racked exactly the way he's looking for.
Yeah, he's taking a bit of time on this rack. He's Marcel.
First rack.
Well, it's not been a long enough day already, has it, Carl? But this is what it's all been leading up to. The semi-finals and final. We'll have our Group 1 winner and our first qualifier for the winners group by the end of all this. Let's go.
Well, that's a very useful break from Chris. Didn't make the wing ball, but another ball went in. There you see the 7 just somehow stayed up, to be fair.
Routine combination here on the 2 and the 7. The 2 will just drop over the pocket.
Yeah, Chris can just leave the cue ball on the side rail. That'll give him a nice angle to then play up for the 4, and he's misjudged that by a lot. He should have been on the rail really, so he's going to have to kind of, he'll cheat the pocket here a bit and just play a little stun run through it, like so. That's why he had to play it hard though, to play that shot, but it's not caused him any problems.
One of the great Q Sports all-rounders, World 8-ball champion a couple of times in the early 2000s. Turned his focus a bit more to 9-ball after that, won some big tournaments there. And he had a few years on the professional snooker tour, where he was a decent player. Not quite good enough to sustain his place on the tour, but had some good victories along the way, including one over the former world champion Peter Ebdon. Just loves having a cue in his hand, and he's used it to very good effect here. A break and run in the opening rack. Chris Melling off to a dream start as he leads Eklent Catchy by 1 rack to 0.
Over on table 2, Albin missed. Pretty easy shot for his level. And Niels is about to take the first rack over in that semi-final.
Yeah, Ocean won 5-4 when they met earlier in the evening. Thing to say is we've had this format for many years in snooker with the Championship League, and generally when you look at it over the years in terms of where you finish in the table, it seems to have no bearing at all really on your chances of going on to then win the group. It's pretty even really between players who've won it having come from 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Remember, it's $4,000 for the group winner, $2,000 for the runner-up, $1,250 for the semi-finalists, so that's the minimum these guys are on at this stage. And then by finishing 5th, Ralph Suke takes $900. Kelly Fisher in 6th place gets $700 for her day's work. Nothing for Chris Robinson, finishing bottom of the table, but of course all these players will have a chance to add to it. Group winner will get a chance to build on that in the winners group, and all the others apart from Robinson will then be back tomorrow to play for more.
So Eklent with a good break there, makes the wing ball, controls the cue ball. It got kicked around the table a little bit, but the main thing is he does have an open shot on this 1 ball. And even though the 8 and the 7 look like they're tied up, That's a very, very easy combo for Catchy to navigate, so he's got to judge this well though. There's a bit more angle than that TV camera shows you, so he's either going to spin this round off the 2 rails like so into this big open area. That's not bad. It's overrun slightly. You'd like that to have stopped a little bit more. Good thing is, after the red 3, the pink 4 ball is in the middle of the table, so he doesn't have to do anything heroic.
He really made an impact very quickly when he emerged on the international pool scene. He's only been around a few years, only recently turned 22. He's already won about $250,000 in career prize money. And it's a great time to be a young man in the game with so much more opportunity opening up now. There'll be a lot of big money to play for in the years ahead.
I think after he's potted these next 2 balls and he's playing the brown 7 as a combo on the 8, I think it looks like the 7 ball will just kind of squirt over to the middle of the table area, so he'll be playing the 7 in the opposite corner to where the 8 goes.
Neil's Fine has just missed an extraordinary 2 ball on the other table. And they look like having a good chance to go 2-0 up against Albin Ocean.
Yeah, there you see Catchy just looking at the line, and then he's going to pick a little spot in the distance where he wants to aim. Pace is key on this shot. He's judging that 7, just a flick over there, and he's missed the pot. What's he done here? Or the cue ball at the rail, so I don't really see what the big dilemma is here. They're talking about did it at the rail, but the cue ball at the rail. It's been a long day, so we'll let the guys off.
It's the most low-key controversy we've ever seen.
So that was a big mistake from Eklent there. He should have never have been leaving that 8 ball short of the pocket.
Yeah, and what a start this is for Chris Melling. We spoke about how well Catchy had been playing. He'd finished in first place. He won 5 of his matches. Melling only won 3 of his. But it looks as though it's going to be Meling, who's quite quickly into a 2-0 lead here. So an expensive mistake for Catchy. He's up against it in this one. Chris Melling leads him by 2 racks to 0. And he'll have the break now in the 3rd. Got off to a great start today. Beat Ralph Suke 5-0 in the first match. And that's still the only whitewash we've seen after 21 matches completed. And then he beat Chris Robinson 5-4, so everything was going nicely, and then it all started to slip away from him. He lost to Albin Ocean, he lost to Niels Fine, then he lost to Eklent Kaci, so he needed to win in his last match of the round robin section against Kelly Fisher, and that was a real battle, but he got through at 5-3 in the end.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a strange day, hasn't it? I don't think no one has played, you know, unbelievable pool. There's been a lot of glaring errors.
Yeah, well, even Catchy, who seemed to be getting a bit of rhythm and momentum going over the last few matches, here he is now in a bit of bother early on and making a really surprising mistake there, which cost him that rack. But it's hard to keep that consistency going, isn't it, over all these matches against really good players?
Yeah, for sure, and there's obviously a little bit of ring rust.
See
It's a great start then for Chris Melling. Can he build on it here? He's got the break in rack 3.
It was a pretty good break. He controlled the cue ball. It got kicked across table a couple of times, and I think the one ball just past the 3. Can he pot this and just hold the cue ball for the blue 2? That was a good shot. He could only play that pocket weight because he had to hold the cue ball for position, and that was kind of the key shot in this rack. And this would obviously really punish Catchy's mistake there. And whenever you make a mistake and then you lose the rack and your opponent puts a break and run on you, it makes your mistake even more magnified.
Oh, no way he's going to miss from here. So Eklent Kaci was the favourite coming into this. He'd had the better campaign in the round robin section, but he's going to have to go some if he's to win this one now. Chris Meling is really building up ahead of steam here, and he leads Eklent Kaci in this race to 5 semi-final in Group 1 of the Predator Championship League by 3 racks to 0. Join us again in a moment.
He's going to the bottom cushion, maybe off the 8. Oh, trick shot by Woodward. What a shot by Albin Ocean.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith range of ball and cue cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Chris Melling has broken twice. He's run out from it both times, and in between he capitalised on a surprising error from Eklent Kaci. So it's 3-0 to Meling as Catchy gets us underway in rack 4.
And it's a dry break. That's not what Catchy needs. Trailing 3-0.
Well, if he can make something happen here, Meling can really put one foot in the final. If he goes 4-0 up with the break to follow in rack 5, this could all be over surprisingly quickly.
Yeah, 9-ball pool's a funny old game, and that one error where it looked, albeit like going 1-1, could really prove costly in this semi-final for Catchy.
All much closer early on in the other semi-final. It's 1-1 between Albin Ocean and Niels Fyan.
Yeah, I fancy Chris to pot this one. Obviously that's the strongest part of his game, the potting aspect. It's just, can he judge getting on this 2? Oh, that'll work.
Oh, that'll work any day of the week, won't it? What a chance this is now. All 4 of these semi-finalists have been European Mosconi Cup players. Kaci and Ocean were members of the side who won at Coventry in December. The other 2, well, we'll say Mosconi Cup players of the past. They could of course return to the team in the future. Niels Fyan has been MVP 4 times. And this man, Chris Meling, has played in 2 Mosconi Cups and been on the winning side on both occasions. Has a particularly good record in singles. He's never lost a Mosconi Cup singles in 5 matches. This looks pretty routine from here, Carl. Looks like we're going 4-0. Nobody really saw this coming.
No, I mean it can happen, as we said. You know, it can, one little bad shot or a couple of dry breaks, and you know the match can just go away from you. But at the same time, it's easy for your opponent to do that, to come back in the match. So you just never know.
Eklent Kaci had the first dry break of the match and didn't get back to the table. Chris Melling has filled his boots, and this is really unexpected stuff here. He leads by 4 racks to 0. He needs 1 more, and he's got the break in the next rack. And of course, the 2 previous times he's had the break in this match, Carl, he's run out from it.
Yeah, he's breaking very good, and he's sat on a very healthy lead. Over on table 2, it's still 1-1 between Niels Fyan and Albin Ocean. Can Eklent, Catchy make something happen? Of course, he's got to get a visit to the table, and the way Chris has been breaking, you think he's going to get 1 or 2 chances, don't you?
Yeah, a long way back for Kaci. And there's only been one whitewash all day. That was in the very first match. And it was Chris Melling who achieved it against Ralph Suke. So one good shot here. And really, that could be it for Kaci.
Yeah, he's lost a cue ball there, but at first it looked like you were going to have a shot on the 2, but he's got kissed and it's sat on that 7. And then you see the cue ball was going near that middle before it got kissed. Over on table 2, Niels has played a shocker. He's hooked himself on the 4. Now is Chris looking at a 2-7 combo? Doesn't look like it's set, but you can often turn the ball over and make it into a plant. Looks very difficult though, so I'm not too sure. Of course he can play a push out.
Push out the
I think he tried to tie the 9 up, but it's not really done anything because the 5 still goes in the side. But it's not an easy shot for Catchy. There's obviously no pot on, and the safety doesn't look easy. He might give this back. Doesn't seem like there's an obvious shot there. You see the old hand wave. That means carry on, pal. And we know what Chris Melling's like. Don't be surprised if this 2 ball starts careering into this cluster of 3 balls near the side pocket. And you see he's starting pointing his cue. He's looking at, well, he's looking at firing the 2 into the purple 5 to try and make the 5 in the side. And if he hits it bad, it might actually put the 9 in the corner.
Well, if it does happen, that would certainly be what you call finishing it in style.
Yeah, there he's just looking at where he needs to try and hit the 5. I mean, there's value in this shot. There's no easy safety shot, and you know he's on the hill, 4-0. Why not have a swipe at this type of shot? And of course, you can always get a little bit of lady luck and fluke a snooker. Stand by your bed, folks. This ball will be moving hard. And there you see he's played it to perfection. He's hit that absolutely plumb. But the problem is he didn't really play a cue ball, did he? I mean, he's left the cue ball on the top rail. And the 2 ball could have got anywhere. And it's actually not turned out too bad. And even though it's a tricky pot, it's obviously near the rail, which makes the pocket more forgiving. And where the 3 ball is, you can just focus on the pot. So it's not the worst of leaves, really.
Albin Ocean now 2-1 up on Niels Fine.
You can see the potting angle, can't you? I know it's been a long day. Maybe I was getting a little bit ahead of myself there.
No, he can definitely get through to the potting angle there.
Well, if he can get through to the potting angle, all he's got to do is pot the ball, but I don't know if he can get through.
Actually,
to the
yeah, from that angle it's less sure, isn't it?
Well, there you go.
Okay, so we were both deceived.
Yeah, I just presumed he could see the potting angle there, and I mean, it has to be said, the pool gods have been on his side here when Eklent missed that poor combination. It let Chris get the lead, and he played a good 2-ball there, but where the cue ball's finished, this has made this shot a whole lot harder for Eklent. Whenever you're striking down on the cue ball, it's so easy to put a bit of unwanted side spin on, so he might even just play behind this and try and kick the 2-ball back up the top rail. That's what he tried. And now he can't pot the 2, but we might see Chris have a go at the combo, the 2 onto the 3. I mean, it's not easy by any stretch.
Yeah, a lot of distance between the balls.
Yeah, he's not in an easy spot here. There's nothing really obvious sticking out, so it might be worth having a go. Clearly shows the difficulty of the shot when Chris is taking his time.
Yeah, he's benefiting here from the absence of the normal system of shot clocks and extensions that we see in other TV events. He's so tempted by this.
Yeah, he's kind of forced into playing this shot, I think. I don't even think he can play like a cross-bang safe. Yeah, he tried to play it, didn't he? It wasn't easy by any stretch. And I think Catchy's got an easy save here behind the 7. Wow. Catchy, that is probably the worst safety shot I've ever seen you play. I think he's run out of steam here on day 1.
Yeah, it's really got that look about it, hasn't it? He knows it's a long road back, even if he was to win this rack. Meling still looks every bit as much up for it as he did when he started out at midday.
Yeah, he does, and you know, he's not the fittest player on tour, but he's got that will to win, and you know, like you said before, Michael, he just loves playing cue sports. I think he's playing a 2-way bank into the corner here, getting a good cue ball and trying to bank the 2 into the corner. And you see he did try that, but it's not been very successful. It was worth a go though. How about that for a shot by Catchy? Good speed, good line, and Chris taps the table.
Just when we were saying he looked like he might be running out of steam, he pulls that one out of the bag. Shows he's still battling away, hasn't given up all hope.
Yeah, these short race to 5s, you never know. You know, it's only 4-0. You can soon turn this match on its head. There you see Chris doing a little measuring trick. That's not against the rules. He's just measuring the distance from the rail to the object ball and trying to mirror over, and that'll give him a rough guide. Of course, you've then got to judge the table slide and how much spin you put on the cue ball, but I expect him to hit this 2. Some days you pot it or fluke it. So it was a pretty good hit. He'll be happy with that. He's hit it full and it's gone all the way back up table and not left his opponent anything easy. So that was a successful hit. Well, it looked like it was going to stay over the pocket, but it just fell.
Yeah, and now it's given him a chance to finally open his account. As we've said, it's still a long road back, even if he does close to 4-1. But he will have the break in the next rack, so that'll give him the chance to build on it. Eklent Kaci is still fighting in this Group 1 semi-final. He isn't going to be the second player to be whitewashed today by Chris Melling. Still got a long way to go to turn this around, but he's got a foothold now. Meling leads by 4 racks to 1. So first things first, he's got to make the most of his break, get it back to 4-2 and still make Meling a big favourite at that stage, but it's getting to the point then that if Catchy was to close in any further, give Meling something to think about, put doubts into his head. But a lot to do before he even gets it to that stage. And Catchy broke dry the last time he had the break. This would not be a good time to do the same again. He looks a bit impatient to get on with it.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a can you please hurry up referee.
Yeah, very much so. Here we go then. Needs a good break here. Got to make the most of this. Give himself a little bit more hope.
Yeah, so he made a ball, and there you see the one ball has ended up on the top rail, so there's no open shot for Catchy. So Chris Melling will get back to the table in rack 6 as he leads this match 4 racks to 1. And in our second semi-final match on table 2, it's currently tied at 2 racks all.
Yeah, that's Albin Ocean and Niels Fyan.
Yeah, he's using the blue 2 and the 8 ball as a blocker there, purposely Sending the 1 and the cue ball over to the side rails. Now we've already seen Chris play one crazy jump shot today. Don't know if he can jump over the 2 ball and keep the cue ball on the table just because of the sheer distance. I think he's just trying to go off the rail and clip the 1 on the right hand side and put the 1 on the top rail. Not so sure about this one. I mean, he's not left the pot, but Catchy can bank this into the corner where he will be stood. Is he looking at the potting angle? It looks very thin. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit thin, so he's played the bank and he's missed the bank, and I think Chris, can he get through to the potting angle? Good news for Catchy is he has tied that red 3 up, so later on in the wrap that might prove very helpful for him.
Yeah, I think, well, certainly from the overhead angle, it looked like, you look at it there, it looks no problem to get through to the 1, but then you look at it from the other angle and perhaps it's a bit more of a problem.
Yeah, it's so deceiving, as you said, from that overhead it looks, albeit he can easily get through. But then as we go to the other camera angle, it does seem he's slightly snookered behind the purple 5. I mean, of course he can, yeah, there you see. He's going to have to either go rail first or play it with a bit of swerve, jump cue. So we're coming up to 11:30 at night. Play has been going nearly 12 hours today.
And it's only day 1 of 8. Well, after being starved of top quality pool action for so long, I'm sure people are delighted to have the chance to see all these top players playing each other. And this could be a chance for Catchy here to make more inroads.
Yeah, Chris decided to go 2-3 rails there, try and kick the 1 in. Didn't go in, so Catchy's got a chance, but there is a problem area over on the right side of the table. Yeah, where the 8 ball is, of course he can't bank the 3 into the side because the 8 ball's in the way. Looks like he's putting a big stroke on this. Is he trying to draw the cue ball off the bottom rail and disturb the 3? No, he's not judged this well. He's not quite got into that. Yeah, he's not left with a pretty shot now. This is not easy. He's got to try and get the 3 ball safe. and get a good cue ball. Answers on a postcard.
Well, Alex Lely complimented him a few months back for having a big billiard brain on his shoulders. But even with that, he's had a lot of difficult figuring out to do in the last few moments.
Yeah, that wasn't easy, trying to slow roll it and get the 3-ball to bounce back out off the rail.
You have to say, this is a chance for Meling to finish this off here.
Yeah, what looks like an easy shot on the camera. Cue ball's tight on the bottom rail. You know, it's straight. Obviously, he's a fantastic potter, so you would expect this one to disappear, but you just never know. Yeah, he's cued it well out of the pocket. He would have liked that cue ball to run on a little bit further, though. Can he just top this cue ball through off the one rail, or does he have to spin it round the table to get on the purple 5? He's cueing down, so that tells us he's spinning it round. Oh, he's not happy with the pocket or something, is he? Keeps getting back up.
Yeah, it's just in a very awkward place there. So close to the jaw of the pocket. Testing moments these. It's not over yet. Bit of work to do.
Yeah, one good shot really, as long as he gets on this purple 5, and I think he has done. Played below it to shoot it in the top right, and he'll be more than happy with that now. Just this one little shot to navigate, and it almost looks like Catchy is going to get beat in this semi-final, and it will be Chris Melling who advances through to the final on day 1.
Yep, Eklent Kaci won 5 of his 6 matches in the round robin section, but he hasn't been able to win this one. Chris Meling, who went through in 4th place, has upset the odds a little bit here. Raced into a 4-0 lead, had a couple of break and runs early on, which really helped him. Catchy did get one back, but Chris Meling in the end has closed it out. He beats Eklent Catchy by 5 racks to 1, and he's the first man through to the Group 1 final.
25 matches. That's crazy, isn't it?
So do stay with us, because we'll have the climax of the other semi-final between Albin Ocean and Niels Feijen in just a moment.